Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headlines today. Good morning, it's Friday the 11th of November. Our main story this morning, official figures are expected to confirm this morning that the UK economy shrank in the third quarter of the year between July and September.
Now, economists say it could mark the start of what's predicted to be a two-year-long recession. We can get more now from Hannah. Hannah's at a brewery in Bristol for us. Hannah, morning to you. And the reason you're there is obviously it's the chain, isn't it? It's how everything links in terms of spending as we see how the economy's doing. Ukraine's army says it's made major gains around the port city of Kherson. Following Russia's announcement, it was withdrawing its troops from the area. We can get more now from...
Former Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng says he warned Liz Truss to slow down from what he called the breakneck speed with which she introduced new policies as Prime Minister. Mr
Kwarteng made the comments in an interview with Talk TV. It's the first time he's spoken out since losing his job last month.
Let's speak now to our first, killing off the film industry.
But people are making choices, aren't they? It's not cheap to go to the cinema.
No.
I mean, it's a real treat. It's a wonderful experience, but it's not cheap. So if people are already paying for streaming services, they'll think, right, OK, well, that's a cost that we can already kind of account for.
And then, so that, you know, he says, for example, the magic of being in a social situation with a bunch of strangers is a tonic. You know, that's true. It is a different experience seeing a film in a cinema. But you're right. If it's a you know, a film, if it's a financial decision, that's very different.
All I've got is pictures. How flexible are you?
Oh, what's the story?
Physically flexible.
What's the story?
Well, it's a question. It's a very simple question, Charlie. It's not like kind of going into anything too personal. Are you flexible?
Let's see the picture. Shall we see the picture?
You're that flexible.
It takes you a little while to kind of work out the picture, doesn't it? Just to what's facing. Say, well done. Don't try it. Don't try that at home.
This
it's
is
what
another.
We need to say.
This is something I just loved. This.
The Times, I don't know if you've seen, William Shatner's doing quite a few interviews at the moment. There's something about William Shatner I'm always drawn to. He is eccentric. The members of the cast thought that he wasn't nice to work with.
Who? William Shatner or...?
William Shatner has realised over the years that lots of people thought he was not nice. William Shatner was not nice. And he said, for example, Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, told him once that all the cast found him cold and arrogant. Shatner says, I was shattered. I was horrified to learn this, ashamed that I hadn't realised it while I was making the programme.
No.
And then, of course, he went to space most recently.
He did.
It's never dull in the world of William Shatner.
Yeah, he did. It's not very nice, is it? You kind of wish you'd been told earlier, don't you?
Yes.
You could have changed things. Time now, 19 minutes past 6. 40 years on from the Falklands War, a group of UK veterans has returned to the islands for the first time. They're marking Remembrance Sunday.
255 British military personnel lost their lives in the conflict, which lasted 74 days. Our defence correspondent, Jonathan Beale, has travelled back to the Falklands with some of those who survived.
Of course, our thanks go to Gary and Jackie, who are sharing their memories and what it means to go back at this moment in time.
Time now is 6:24. Now, you may remember the story of Lillian Thorpe, who found the grave of her stillborn son 60 years after his death.
Now, at that time, babies who were stillborn were taken away and buried by the hospital, so she never had a chance to cuddle him or say goodbye.
Well, the story inspired many other families to go in search of the final resting place of their stillborn babies, including Marjorie Rigby, whose baby daughter died 76 years ago. Suzanne Haley has been to hear her story. Well, Marjorie's words at the end there sum it up absolutely perfectly, don't they, as far as she and the family are concerned. Marjorie's 102, so thank you to to her and all the family for sharing that story. It was quite remarkable.
To wait that long for that conclusion, with such dignity as well, very impressive. It's coming up to 6:30. Find out what's happening where you are in the UK, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes.